What up, fam? So I don't know if you're asking how to successfully become a part of the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club, or if you're asking how to become successful after you have been inducted into the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club and received the actual award. So I'm gonna answer both. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with what exactly the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club is, it is a private nonprofit U.S. Army organization for non-commissioned officers, NCOs, or corporals, because they are NCOs, but not officers, unfortunately. Sorry, officers, this wasn't it for y'all. This one is for us. This is for NCOs, strictly for NCOs. Not me remixing TikToks. Anyway, so why the club was created in the first place? It was created to develop, inspire, and motivate the best possible leaders in the U.S. Army. That's why. And only those NCOs whose leadership achievements and performance merit special recognition will be rewarded the membership to the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club. When you do become a member, members must exemplify leadership characterized by personal concern for the needs, training, development, and welfare of both soldiers and their family members. Okay, now that we got the basics out of the way and you know what it is and what would be expected of you, let's talk about how you would be successful in becoming a member of the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club. So each major command, as in FORSCOM, TRADOC, MedCom, they have their own set rules and standards and bylaws, if you will, for whatever jurisdiction you fall under. Here at Fort Benning, Georgia, we fall under TRADOC. So in order to become a member of the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club here in TRADOC, you have to adhere to TRADOC's prerequisites. Let me tell you, here in TRADOC, they say you must score a 90 in each event on the ACFT. You must complete a 6-mile ruck march in less than 1.5 hours. You must complete the skill level 1 tasks such as land navigation, weapons, and completing a first aid lane, which we conduct at our Mystic site. You also have to appear before your brigade board to get blessing from your brigade or equivalent sergeant major that says you are ready to appear before the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club board, the big board. And you also do a written test, which is 25 questions. So those are the standards that we have here at Fort Benning chapter that also align with TRADOC standards. It's probably different in FORSCOM and MedCom. Again, everybody kind of runs their own show, but it is still one organization, if that makes sense. So after you find out what those prerequisites are for you to appear in front of the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club board, selection board, that is, what you need to do is you need to start studying. Like, everybody's so scared of the Audie Murphy bio. Like, oh my gosh, it's a page and a half long, or this is so long. It's really not that long, honestly. I think it's probably similar to the NCO Creed. But anyways, you need to start with that, and then you need to get some more study material that I would be happy to provide for you. All you have to do is give me your email, and I can send you a starter pack like that, and then you can come and be a part of the top 1% of NCOs. Anyways, I would also get myself in shape if I knew that I needed to make a 90 in each event. Or if you're just, a stud like that, then you got that. Practice land nav, weapons, all of the things that you're going to be evaluated on to get to the board itself. Now, talking about the board itself, 85% of the questions that you're going to be asked on the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club selection board will be situational. And what I mean by situational is they'll give you a scenario, give you some events that have transpired, and how are you going to react to this scenario as a leader. You will answer in the best way you know how as a leader and what you would do. And the board members will take your answers and however they're going to take them. But about 15% of the questions that you'll get will be direct, like what is the maximum effective range of an M4, blah, blah, blah. So now you're probably like, well, how do I study for something that is not direct questions? Because I don't know what they're going to ask me. You just study, regulations. You just make sure that you're a resourceful individual and that you're an NCO that knows how to take care of soldiers and handle problems. But as long as you're answering these questions like a leader, because you are a leader, then you'll be just fine. Have some confidence about yourself and your ability to lead, and you'll be just fine. So now that we talked about how to be successful in terms of getting to be able to be a part of the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club. Let's talk about after. So you've gone to the board, you gotta go, you got your medallion, you got your award, and boom, now you're a member of the top 1% of NCOs in the Army. How does this carry over for you in terms of being successful? First of all, you must be a bearer, not a wearer of the medallion. Let me say that again. You must be a bearer and not a wearer of the medallion. What I mean by that, people will go through the process, get their medallion, and poof, into thin air, you never see them again. You don't see them at a meeting, you don't see them at a volunteer opportunity, you don't see them helping out in the community, you don't see them doing their due diligence to try to get other people to come through the process, you don't see them really upholding the organization that they swore to be a part of. I don't want to say swore, but kind of gave their word about being a part of such a prestigious organization, and they just did it for show. So they are what we call a wearer of the medallion. They got it, they wear it in their dress uniform, they wear it when it's convenient, if you will, versus a bearer. A bearer is somebody who embodies the organization, somebody who has the club ingrained into a branch of their leadership. They kind of move and function in a way that they incorporate it into all things. Now, I don't want to say become obsessed with it, if that is coming off like that, but everything you do is in line with the values and the things that you wanted to do and wanted to be a part of before entering the club. You're still volunteering, you're still advocating for others, you're still taking care of soldiers, still doing all the things as an NCO, but you're holding yourself to that top 1% standard and capitalizing on your leadership style because you know that you're a part of this prestigious organization now. Then I also want to touch on the networking aspect. I know that's not a word we like to use, but it just is what it is. When you go to a Sergeant Audie Murphy Club meeting at whatever installation you're at, I guarantee you there's at least one member in that room from every single unit that is on the installation that you're at. Like, you're already connected and locked in right there for resources, or if you need to know something about a unit, or people in different positions at different levels of leadership that can provide you insight or whatever, you're automatically locked in. Prime example, if I was to PCS tomorrow to, let's say, Fort Bragg, I don't know a soul on the installation, but I look up and figure out when the next Sergeant Audie Murphy Club meeting is, because we have one meeting a month. I'm gonna go to this meeting, and guess what? There's 20, 30, 40 NCOs in this room that are prepared to help me out, to give me some gems, drop a gem on me, some game, enlightenment, motivation, to answer questions about the base, to point me in the right direction. Like, it's much bigger than just a medallion. Okay. Lastly, I just want to talk about the naysayers real quick. You know, the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club has always been small, I think, because only top 1% of leaders are going to actually put themselves out there to be a part of something as prestigious as this. But also, Audie Murphy himself, he got kind of a bad rap. So some people don't choose to see the positive things he did because they allow some of the negative things that he was associated with to skew their vision on all of the other great things, as if humans don't make mistakes. But I understand, and that is your personal opinions. But what I will tell the naysayers is this: don't deter your soldiers who are going to be NCOs, or don't deter your junior NCOs from wanting to do something based off of your individual opinion of somebody. And with that being said, the ballers got to appreciate the water boys. So yeah, be all you can be, and you lead from the front. Peace.